What's up YouTube, and back again, and welcome to the March 2013 ban list. If you all have read from my title, I'm going to be presenting a deck profile today. I'm going to go right into the deck profile, I'm going to showcase it, and then I'm going to do some explanations, and then we'll go from there. So, to start it off, we are running Inzektors. First off, we have triple Centipede, triple Ladybug, one Dragonfly, Hornet, and Gigamantis. For the other monsters, we have 3 Cards, 2 Thunder King Ryos, 2 Tour Guides from the Underworld, and 1 Dark Arm Dragon. For the spells, 1 Dark Hole, 1 Heavy Storm, 1 Reborn, 2 Pots of Duality, 3 Mystical Space Typhoons, 2 Forbidden Lance, 1 Allure of Darkness, 1 Foolish Burial, 2 Insect Imitations, and 2 Inzektor Swords Excaliburs. For the traps, we run triple Threatening Roar, 2 Fiendish Chain, and 2 Call of the Haunted. So basically, going back to the monsters, for anyone who doesn't really know, I mean, the deck's pretty simple. Centipede searches, Ladybug add levels, so you can utilize your extra deck better, toolbox out, and it's really nice when complemented with Insect Imitation. Gigamantis special summons a insect monster from the grave. Dragonfly special ones from the deck, and Hornet pops cards. Cards. So it just helps this deck become more explosive. You can open up hands like Allure, Duality, Foolish, card, and by the end of it, you'll have everything you need for next turn to win. And it's just absolutely amazing. I love Card 3. It's just a great card. I've been referring to it as the new tour guide. Just the way people have been looking at it. A lot of people have been running it in 3s in certain decks, and I think this deck is really helped a lot by this card. Next, Thunder King Ryo. I have been testing Card Trooper a lot. I don't like milling. There became a point to where it was like, well, I end up just setting Card Troopers because I don't want to mill. I'd rather if I don't draw like a Card D or a Tour Guide or something, I end up just setting it to get attacked over and get destroyed and whatnot. But with the Thunder King, if I don't have an Inzektor or like a strong play, I can activate Thunder King. I can summon Thunder King, and it'll put a lot more pressure on my opponent than setting a Card Trooper or like summoning Card Trooper, milling a bunch of my powerful spells and traps, and then just ending turn. I mean, that's just not the hotness. I want to go for I just want to go for stability and power with this deck, and Thunder King helps that so much. I decided indeed to still run the 2 Tour Guides. I think Tour Guide is still great in this deck. It's just more of like a powerful card and a combo card. Usually in one instance only, and it's usually just to help you either stall or to win more. I mean, Tour Guide goes both ways, and it just is an amazing card. Dark Arm, with all of the graveyard manipulation, plus the addition of Tour Guide and like just the way you can use Leviair and stuff, Dark Arm Dragon really works in this deck. He's the best inherent boss monster this deck has to offer. I refuse to run BLS. I don't think Gores would really be great in this deck either. I've played with Trags. Didn't like them so much. Dark Arm is here to stay. Father Dragon is just too good. If his summon resolves, your opponent probably lost. Going back to the spells, Trinity is staple. Duality is really standard in this deck. I mean, just helps you get to your pieces faster. You open up like Centipede Duality. I mean, your chances of getting Ladybug are really high, or vice versa. Just really helps get that one extra piece you need. Like you have 5 cards in your hand, you draw the 6th card, and you have a Duality. There's you have the first 5 cards in your hand, you have a Duality. There's 4 cards basically to help you. That's 4 cards that you have to go through that you'll get to try and pick what you need. So Duality just really helps in a lot of instances, and the fact that it works when you're still setting up a Centipede is really nice. So triple space. I don't want to be at a loss for spaces when faced against Macrocosmos, Skill Drain, Necro Valley, anything that's going to hurt me like that. I'd rather just get it out of the way and just continue just proceeding to do what I need to do. And worst case scenario, if MSC is not the greatest against my matchup, I can always pop my own cards and get my own effects. So it's really nice. 2 Lances. I liked it a lot last format. When I was running this deck last format, 2 Lances helped out immensely. Lance is even better now. Before, I would really have to want Call and Lance together, but now Lance is very powerful. Lance works well just alone. With Warning being at 1 and Judgment as well, the chances of them being able to get that off are a lot less great. And again, Lance is just a lot better now. Allure and Foolish. Foolish is more like your Rhoda. It gets around TK, which is really nice. If you have like Centipede, Lance, and Foolish, I mean, it's kind of a lot, but I mean, if they have back row and a TK and you have a Lance and a Centipede and you can use Foolish, I mean, you're going to get that TK off the board, get your searches, and get going. So it'll help out a lot. Allure helps with clunky hands. It can help, and it can also combo off with Tour Guide, obviously, which is really nice. Like ending with like a Leviair, Hornet Engraved Centipede with a sword and a T-rower back row. That's like my favorite type of opening. Imitation. Imitation is absolutely nuts. I mean, a lot of people have been jumping to this card. Like I said, I've been playing this deck since last format, and I've been like searching around for a lot of insect support, like B-Tron. Heart of Clearwater isn't insect support, but I know a lot of people have been trying that. I do like it, but I feel like it serves the way the deck used to be. I feel like it serves the old problem, which was getting the Hornet. Now I feel like it's getting your equips, such as Dragonfly and Centipede. I mean, you have so many, getting your equippers, I mean, we have so many equips, such as 3 Ladybugs, a Hornet, a Gigamantis, 2 Swords. I mean, that's 7 compared to 3. And plus, Card D is a level 2. I've been in situations where I've had Sword, Gigamantis, Foolish, Insect Imitation, and a Card, and it was like, I won. I mean, Foolish Hornet, set Card, Summon Dragonfly. Say you have Lance, if they do something, Lance it, and then just pop all their stuff, pop your Sword, bring out more monsters. Just amazing. And Sword is just like what Stele wish it could be. It's like combo, keeps you safe, makes you big. Sword is just, honestly, just, I love this deck so much. I mean, Sword is just a great card in this deck. It really helps out in lots of situations. And for the extra deck, which we have yet to go through, I'll cover it and then I'll do some explaining. First off, we have 1 Leviathan Dragon, 1 Leviair, 1 Zenmains, 1 Giga Brilliant, 1 Acid Golem, 1 Temtempo, 1 Daigusto Phoenix, 1 Tiras, 1 Volcasaurus, 1 Exostag, 1 Crimson Shadow Armor Ninja, 1 Gaia Dragon the Thunder Charger, 1 Gaga Cowboy, 1 Shockmaster, and 1 Lavalval Chain. Okay, so for the rank 3s, I mean, Leviathan's pretty obvious. I mean, it helps. It's like an instant detach for combos and for beat stick options, which is really nice. I used to run 2 when Sangan was legal. It was a lot nicer, like 2 card combinations, like Tour Guide Call, make Leviathan, dump Sangan, set Call. It's really nice. Even if it's readable, your opponent had like almost nothing they could do about it, especially if have multiple back rows. I mean, if they have Night Beam, they have to like try and like, pick the right one. And even in that instance, if I have 2 row on Call, I can chain. So really nice. It was a lot nicer, but anyways, the one I cut to 1 because you really only use it in the combo, and I mean, if you do need to use it with Tour Guide, then so be it. Leviair obviously brings back bottomless centipedes, brings back banished monsters via lore or macrocosmos. Just can be combo and like life-saving. Zenmains, I usually only go into it with Tour Guide because I don't want my Inzektors stuck underneath it, which is what can happen. Your opponent can just be like, oh, well, he can't do anything if he has a Dragonfly and a Hornet stuck underneath it. So, I mean, that's pretty crummy. So, I really, like I said, I really only go with it with Tour Guide, which is nice, though. I do like Tour Guide for that fact a lot. Giga Brilliant comes out with OTKs. Giga Brilliant is amazing. Acid Golem, Skill Drain, and Dolka really helps with those. Tempo helps get rid of problem monsters such as Tiras and Zenmains and stuff that Dragonfly can get rid of all those problems if you have Hornet. If you're going rank 3 with Inzektors, you don't need Tempo, but with Tour Guide, Tempo is a necessity. It can be a 1 card out to on a plethora of different like dumb cards that are in the game right now. And Daigusto Phoenix, again, I refuse to run Gachi. If you're going Gachi, you're in a very bad position. And if you're doing Gachi in an OTK, you can put more damage on with Phoenix, plus putting a Dark in the Grave. I've literally been in the position where I OTK'd, put 2 Ladybugs on board. I had to make Gachi because I didn't have another rank. And that is what prevented me from putting Dark Arm on the board because I only had 2 Darks engraved. But if I had Phoenix, I would have had enough damage to kill them. Plus, I had a 3rd for Dark Arm, which would have just been like amazing. Okay, the rank 5s. Those are my favorite. Tiras, Volcasaurus, Exostag, Ninja, and Gaia Charger. I consider him a rank 5 because he just helps them out so much. Tiras is amazing. Whenever you're reading bottomlesses or torrentials, mirror forces, anything, Tiras is the way to go. Tiras nets you stuff back. I love I've opened up plenty of times, like Ladybug Imitation. I'll make Tiras instead of Ninja just because Tiras puts so much pressure on the board, especially if T-Roar and Call. Like, that's amazing. I've been in that position plenty of times. Volcasaurus and Stag really just get rid of problem cards. Volcasaurus obviously will get rid of the cards that you can destroy. Stag will take the monster and get out of the way, which is amazing. And the fact that it's an Inzektor is just retarded. Dark Arm plays, MST plays after searching Gigamantis is just amazing. Ninja, I don't go to as often. He's more of like I use him in the way like a Leviathan, just an instant detach so I can combo out, which is really nice. And plus he can't be destroyed. You can like crash into Megalos and they'll die and you won't. Or like I've seen, or like have like have a Catastor come at it and be like, okay. I mean, I've seen that. It's like a bad play, but it's like you can use it to take out a Catastor. Okay, that's a better way to put it. Guy Dragon, slap it over Exostag or Volcasaurus if you use their effect and just proceed to go for game. Cowboy, I've honestly never used, but he's just there until Giant Hand comes out. When Giant Hand comes out, I will definitely replace Cowboy with that. But right now, there's all the rank 4s that I could run outside of Shockmaster and LAVALVAL chain. They're outclassed by rank 5s. If you're running Maestroke for stall, like if you're trying to go into Maestroke for stall, you could easily go into Tyrus or Ninja. If you're trying to use Maestroke to like flip cards down or use the butterfly to like put the card up or something, or if you're trying to like do something in that scenario, like just I just don't see that Inzektors going into a scenario where they need to like flip a card up. Like it's just weird. Anytime you could do something, anytime you need to get like a face down monster out of the way or whatever, get some damage over it, you can make Stag if you're going 4. You can move it out of the way. You can put Gaia Charger over it and the monster will just fall off. So it's infinitely better. Shockmaster, there are plays to bring out Shockmaster, which is really nice. The fact that this deck can not only run Shockmaster, Exostag, but Volcasaurus as well, plus the other cards that it runs, such as LAVALVAL chain. I know the LAVALVAL chain isn't exactly legal yet, but the fact that it's 2 weeks away, pretty much, from it being legal is just like there's no big event right now that there's no huge event right now to where it wouldn't matter. I can run LAVALVAL chain, get my testing in with it now, to where by the time it's legal, I'm completely 100% comfortable with it. Like I said, there's no real event right now, so it's like I feel like the next 2 weeks, I'm just gonna be using LAVALVAL chain regardless. And it's just, I don't think 2 weeks really makes a difference right now. I would rather run LAVALVAL chain than Maestroke. So for that, I mean, that's really how I feel. I love the extra deck a lot. The spells are amazing. The monsters, I love Card, Tour Guide, all the Inzektors, TK. Dark Arm is one of my favorite monsters in the entire game. T-Roar is easily becoming one of my favorite traps. Fiendish I've always loved since I've ran it in Rabbit. And Call, like, I haven't ran that card since like the beginning of my Yu-Gi-Oh days, and like I remember loving this card so much, and Call is just amazing. Again, this deck is just outrageous. A few cards that like come to mind when I play this deck though is just like D-Fissure is, this single-handedly is the best graveyard deck. All the other graveyard decks such as Mermaid, Lanteans, Water, Dark Worlds, Lavalvals when they're legal, they cannot utilize D-Fissure. This deck makes ranks, and then all their equips are sent to the grave. It pops cards, they get removed, but you don't. Even if your stuff gets removed, Levier is even more live. So it's just, this deck is absolutely amazing. I have had no real problems with it outside of just like builds. I mean, I've seen so many builds on YouTube, and I'm just unsatisfied with all of them. I mean, a lot of people are on a budget when building this deck. That's why they are building this deck. But I really feel like this deck has a lot of potential and a lot of great matchups across the board. The really only 2 decks I fear are Macro and 6 Samurais. So, I mean, you just need to outfit your sideboard and your main deck for decks like that, such as TK. I also really like Soul Taker and Night Beam in the side. They're more proactive. You can get your combos off without really changing much of your deck, which is really nice. Messenger Piece is just like another T-Roar. Siding hand traps such as Maxi and Valor really help. Another thing that's really goes without, that really gets ignored, is the fact that this deck can run Deck Devi and Eradicator in some, like you can get Eradicator off, but it's a lot rarer. But the fact that this deck can run Deck Devi with pretty much with little effort, such as Centipede with a sword, anything equipped with Gigamantis will help you get it off. But I really do love this deck. I hope you guys all appreciate my build, and hope you all comment, rate, and subscribe. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate this so much. Endum out.